Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to sit down, be in my cozy hoodie, and I really wanted to share what I'm personally gonna call my, oh my god, my nails and my hoodie matches, kind of. What I want to call my top 5 tips of mum life that I've learned now after being a mum to my 2.5-year-old. But again, please don't come for me. Like, I'm not trying to influence, I'm not trying to exert my opinion on anyone on how you should parent, how you should be a mum or whatever, but I'm just sharing my experiences with you guys. Number 1 for me is milestones are misleading. Now, I'll tell you a little story time. So when it came time to enroll Elias into daycare, I wanted to put him into daycare to get him to socialize more, be around other kids, learn all those independent skills, not to be afraid and scared of people, and to learn all those social skills, you know what I mean? To be friendly, to communicate and talk to his educators, blah, blah, blah. One of the things that I addressed with one of the educators was that I want them to focus on his speech. One of the reasons why I wanted to put him to daycare was so that he picks up more words and starts speaking more. And one of the educators came back to me and said, oh, like, did you want to look into some speech pathology sessions for Elias? By this age group, he should be able to say up to at least 50 words. And I was like, wow, really? 50 words for a 2-year-old? Like, that sounds bizarre to me. Like, he doesn't even know like 10 words, let alone 50 words, you know? And then it's instantly, it made me think, oh my god, is my child abnormal? You know, am I not doing enough for him? You know, is he behind? Like, all these thoughts started running through my head. You know, then I asked my mum, you know, about our milestones, like how did we hit our milestones? And she was like, don't worry about it. You guys started talking when you were like 3 and a half. Your brother started talking when he was 4. Like, don't take so much from these milestones. They're just a guide, I guess. And it's okay if your child hasn't met these milestones. Every child is different, honestly, and I've come to learn that they are all different. And it doesn't mean that if your 2-year-old hasn't spoken 50 words yet, that means that they're abnormal. You know, absolutely not. Children develop at their own pace, you know. Even with walking, Elias started walking at 13 months old. I know of children that start walking when they're 8 months old. That doesn't mean Elias is, you know, incapable or at a loss just because he started walking a bit later. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's my number 1 point, is that milestones are misleading. Number 2, don't put too much pressure on yourself. And I feel like it's easier said than done, because, you know, I feel like all mothers can relate. We always put so much pressure on ourselves to be the best mom that we can, to do the most that we can, you know. But when the pressure builds up so much, that's when it'll bubble over, and then that's when things start to break down in your life. So, you know, communication and your relationship between your partner starts to break down, your mental health starts to break down, you know, just everything like starts to break down once you start to put too much pressure on yourself. So I feel like I've learned to not put so much pressure on yourself in all aspects. Like, I remember when I first had Elias and about breastfeeding, you know, there was just so much pressure of like, yeah, you need to pump, you need to bring in your milk supply, pump every 2 hours, yeah, pump. I did that, I pumped, and there was still not enough milk supply. Some of us just don't have that milk supply in us enough to feed our baby, you know. So then I went to formula. I didn't put that pressure on myself to stress about breast milk, to stress about pumping and whatnot. I just did what works for me, myself, and for my baby, you know what I mean? Like, just not putting so much pressure on yourself to do the most. The bare minimum that you do for your child is enough, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I hope that kind of made sense. I feel like all my points that I've written down, they all like intertwine. So I'm just trying to kind of like separate them. So number 3 is don't stress about what you can't control. Again, like, it's easier said than done. There's no point worrying about things that you can't control in you and your baby's life. That would only, you know, be detrimental to you yourself, to your mental health, and, you know, to your relationship with your baby and to your relationship with your partner and your family. For me, was weaning and feeding time. When Elias was like, let's say, I don't know, like 7-8 months, so long, I can't remember, it came to puree time. You know what I mean? Like starting him on solids, starting him on purees. And I noticed that he wasn't able to eat the chunkier, let's say, you know, by 8 months old, they should be able to eat some chunkier purees. And I could tell that he wasn't able to eat the chunky purees at that time. So this relates to the milestones, right? They're so misleading. The fact that, you know, these milestones, like, okay, 8 months, they should be able to eat chunky purees. 9 months, they should be able to eat small cut up fruits. And then again, going back to the third point is that don't stress over something that you can't control. You can't control the mind, like your child's mind, if that makes sense at all. Like, I don't know, I hope I'm making sense. Like, you can't control the fact that your baby is not ready to eat the chunkier purees. Does that make sense? Like, so you can only control what you can control, which is providing them with the food in front of them. If they take it, then great, you know what I mean? If they don't, then that's it. There's no point in stressing, oh my god, like, because I remember this is what I did, like, just stressing out about the fact that, oh my god, like, he's just not up to par. He should be eating solids by now. He should be eating chunky purees by now. Like, is something wrong? You know what I mean? Like, there's just no point in stressing about that. They'll be ready to eat when they are. And boy, let me tell you, now Elias, 2 years old, he gobbles everything up, legit. Like, he just eats everything. So see, what was the point of stressing at that weaning stage? Number 4, let kids be kids. What I mean by this is let them be kids. So kids are, let's say, they don't know anything, you know, they're innocent, they're just born with no knowledge. It's their development, it's what you teach them when they learn and know how to do things. So for example, like, what I'm trying to say with this point, for me, from my experience, is messiness. You know, like, let kids be kids. Kids are messy, you know, especially like feeding time, play time, in all aspects, they are messy. You know, they don't know any better. And so for me, being like the OCD, the like, I wouldn't say I'm a clean freak, but, you know, being like a clean person, I got so just bogged down on like wiping everything he dropped, I would wipe straight away. You know, every toy that was scattered on the ground, I'll just pick them up and put them away straight away. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, he's just gonna come down and tear those toys down again. The food droppings, he's gonna drop food everywhere. You know, there's no point in me following him around everywhere with a wipe, wiping up every step of the way where he would make a mess. Kids are gonna be kids when they're playing with paint, you know what I mean? Let them play, let them squish the paint between their fingers. You know, I remember just watching Elias when I gave him some paint that I was like, okay, don't get it on the, you know, don't get it on the table. Keep it in the vicinity of the paper. Bro, kids are kids. Like, how is he gonna know to keep it in the vicinity of the paper, Annie? Like, come on. They're gonna wipe it everywhere. It's gonna get on the side of the table. It's gonna get all over their fingers and hair and face, and all you can do is, yeah, like, teach them little by little. And again, as they grow older, they'll know, you know, they'll pick up these skills. Now, number 5 of my top tips of mum life and mumhood or whatever is cherish every moment, because it does not last long. I can't even explain to you what I feel when I look into my camera roll at Elias' newborn stage, at Elias's, you know, 6 to 12 month stage. He's 2.5 now, and I feel like he was a newborn just last week. So that's my final tip for you guys, is cherish every moment. Honestly, be present and be there in the here and now with your child, because it's not gonna last long. They're not gonna stay that little forever. Take photos, take videos, you know, like, personally, video everything, photo, like, you know, take photos of everything, every little thing they do, just in order to keep it in your memory bank, and in order for you to have that documented and for you to look back on it, because they don't stay that small for long, they don't stay that young for long. Cherish every moment in the sense that be present. You know, I know Elias is always like asking for my attention. He'll be like, "Mommy, mommy," and then, you know, I'll turn around and give him my full attention. Spend quality time with them. Don't just, you know, give them a toy and you just, you know, piss off and go on your phone. Be there with them, play with the toy with them, observe them, you know, observe their little hands and observe their little skills and these little things that they'll pick up. You'll know, you know, you'll know when you spend quality time with them, you'll realize these little things that they pick up, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, like, when did you learn that?" You know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my 5 tips of mum life, 5 tips of mumhood or whatever, parenthood. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and again, this is just from my personal experience that I wanted to share with you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel since you're already here. Thank you guys so much for watching up until the end of the video as always, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye.